Hello, so I'm going to be explaining how a full adder works. Yes, that's right. Not just I'm not just going to explain how it actually what it does. I can link you. I'm actually also going to explain that, but I can link you to a video that actually explains it pretty good. So yeah, I'm just going to show you what it does. It can get ones into it. This is whenever there's only one full adder, it can only add with ones. So this is one, and this is one as well. And actually over here this is also one, but it is not the same as this. This is a carry in, and this is a carry out. I'm gonna be explaining that later. So yeah, 1 equals, and this is the output, equals 1, and 1 plus 1 equals 2. But this one adder can only hold one value, so 1 plus 1 is not equals 1, so this won't actually be on, but the carry out will be on, and the carry out equals 2. So whenever 1 is on, 1 will be on, of course, because 1 equals 1, or to be more precise, 0 plus 1 equals 1, and it works for both sides. 1 plus 0 equals 1, but 1 plus 1 equals 2. But this is actually the carry in, and the carry in is equals whatever this one does. That's the reason why this is equals 2, because equal to 2, because this one is what do we call it? This is a 1-bit adder. The next one will be 2-bit, so this one will be the carry in of the 2-bit. So this one is the carry in on the 1-bit, and this one will be the carry in on the 2-bit. And yeah, so once again, and the 2-bit can hold two numbers, or it can hold the value 2. It cannot hold the value 1, this one can, and it cannot hold the value 4 or anything else. It can only hold the value 2. And yeah, that is that. So whenever there's a 2 in this system, it will just put it into the 2, but I haven't actually made the 2, and that might be a little confusing for you. But yeah, if you watch my calculator video, you will see that were 4 of these red things here, and actually these are the same. The only difference is that I've actually made I color segmented it or something, I don't know. The blue equals the sum, in this case 1, or the blue equals the 1-bit input, or the 2-bit, or the 4-bit, or the 8-bit input. It just it controls the input, all the blue. So yeah, and the red equals the carry in and the carry out. So the red, carry in, carry out. The blue is the input. Yeah, and these gold blocks are only there so there is no wiring, or none of the wires actually linking up. With that I mean, you cannot actually have 2 wires run like this. You cannot actually have this wire right here. They will link together, and to prevent that, you can build one up and they will still link. But if you were to place blocks on top of this, they can't actually link because there's a material block right here. Yep. So that is what the gold blocks are for. So I'm going to be trying to explain. The actual explanation comes now. This one right here, the I don't know, XOR gate or something. It has an OR in it. I think it's an XOR gate, or maybe it's an XNOR gate. I'm not sure, because I'm not that good at gates yet. I just know how the adder works. Okay, so let's build the first part of it. And the first part will look like this. I'm first gonna build it, and then I'm gonna explain what this part actually does, and then I'm going to explain why it does it. So yeah, and I think, yep, that's it. This is the first part of it, and I will be explaining it now. So actually we have to make an output here. Whenever one of these are on, one will be on. So 1 equals 1. That is what we got now. And 1 equals 1. But 1 plus 1 won't actually equal 1. It will equal 2, but we haven't actually made the red stuff yet. And the red stuff was the carry out and the carry in. Okay, so yeah. Now what? I'm actually gonna explain why it does what it does. So let's take it from the very beginning. On the off state, this will be on, which will power this piece of redstone, and this piece of redstone will give power to this torch, which will turn the torch off because it's receiving power. And it does the exact same thing over here. This one is on, so this one is off. But as soon as I turn this on, it will turn on, and therefore turn on the output. And it does the exact same thing over here. Whenever I turn this on, this torch will now be off. Before it was on. Crap. Before it was on, now it's on. Turn this on. God damn it, I just said on like 3 times. Anyway, this line is now powering this block, and this block is now powering this torch. Now this torch is now being is off because it's getting power. And therefore this piece of redstone is actually not activated, or it is not on, which will allow this torch to be on. But if I were to place turn on both of them, this signal will be off. Now why is that? The reason is these torches are also connected to this block. Whoa, lag. Come on, get rid of it. Okay. It's the exact same thing over here. Connects to this block, which turns this one off. And now whenever these are on, this block will be activated by this torch. So will this one. This block will be activated by this torch, but as soon as I press this one, it will this block is no longer activated. Now this block will send its state to this piece of redstone. So because this one is on, it means that this block is on, which means that this piece of redstone will be on, because whichever state this is in, the redstone will be in. Now the reason to that is just simply because have a torch and then something on top of it. Crap. This block, whichever, it is now getting power from this torch, and it will power redstone touching it or running next to it. That's just how it works. I don't actually know why, but that's just how it works. So it will actually, no matter how even though it's a line and it has nothing to do with that block really, it will still get power. But yeah, so this one will always be on whenever these are on. So still one of them on, so therefore this is still on. But whenever you turn on both of them, this one will now be off, because this one is off and this one is off, because this one is off and because this one is off. And what it did whenever it was on is that it activated this block, and whenever this block is activated, these torches are being activated, are being turned off because they are connected to something that's on. So these are off, but whenever I hit both of these will turn on, these two torches, and it will actually give power to this piece. Now what this piece does or did, as I explained before, it is giving power to this one, but it doesn't matter what it is doing to this piece. No, it doesn't matter what state this is in, because this one is off. So this one gives power to this piece of redstone, and this one gives power to that piece of redstone, and it does that on both sides. And yeah, that's how it works. I hope that you understood some of it, and yeah, that is how the first part of it works. This is actually the easy part of it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the first part right here, and I will see you in part 2.